How's it going? So, I'm making a video on how to become good at League of Legends, so you too can win games in bronze. Sometimes. Maybe. Okay? So the first step to becoming good is very, very important, which is to become unemployed. Now, I've seen a lot of videos on YouTube. They tell you, teach you mechanics, they teach you lane control, blah, 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 okay? And then they point to other players who are doing that well, but they leave out the fact that those players are unemployed. So if you look at the common denominator, most of those players are unemployed. So the first step is to become unemployed, so you have all the time in the world to play League of Legends, because you know you don't need money to have good and prosperous life. Just play League. You can eat later. Alright? So the second part is, I came up with a concept called League of Legends gene. I call it the League gene. So top players tend to have it. So for example, the difference between player that's been playing 10 years and he is low grandmaster versus the top 1 challenger is because they have League gene. Right? So League as a game is a little bit complex, so you have to spend 10 years, 10 to 15 years just to understand the game on very basic level. Okay? Because there are so many changes, so many patches. This patch, supports are good, another patch, bruisers are good, then assassins are good, blah blah blah, right? It changes all the time. So to become super good, you need like 10 good years. And there is no way for us to know whether you have League gene or not, because you still need to put in those 10,000 hours to find out if you have it or not. There's no refund. So this is where, this is the most important. This is, you have to become unemployed so you can spend those 10,000 hours playing a game for 12-year-old kids. Alright, so go ahead and do that. And also time is not on your side, because the older you get, your talent, even if you have League gene, after 30, unlikely, right? You'll be unlikely to be able to perform, because in computer games, your reaction time goes, and then as you age, basically your ability to perform in esports just diminishes, because those faculties that made you good just disappear because of age. Okay, so make sure that you are also young. Right? So go ahead, spend 10 years playing League of Legends. Hopefully, fingers crossed, you have the gene. Now, turns out that you do have the gene. Congratulations, you are now rank 1. Well done. You get this badge. And make sure not to smurf, because Riot needs to make money abusing engagement optimized matchmaking and other people's psychology, basically, right? Because for, again, if you have this, you represent this. Very, very small percentage of population. It tells you that you are very, very good at game for 12-year-old kids. So you get this, basically. Alright? Summary. Step number 1, become unemployed. Step number 2, play 10 to 15 years League of Legends. Hopefully you have the League gene. And then you get a badge that you can download for free on the internet. But don't do that, because Riot needs to make some money. Okay? Take care, bye. So next time a coach is telling you, oh, you need to practice mechanics, you say, coach, but isn't step number 1 become unemployed? Isn't that the first step? Because I've seen some YouTube, it was something like broken by something, by design, and they were like, you know, focusing on mechanics, focusing on like CSing and then positioning. All of that is secondary. Step number 1 is to become unemployed. And then step number 2 is 10 years. Because all of the stuff that they tell you, if you just play 10 years, you're gonna figure it out by yourself anyway. right? Because you're gonna watch your replays, or even if you don't watch your replays, some of those players with League Gene, they don't even watch their replays. They figure that stuff out as you play along. Because your brain tends to be, humans are learning machines, so you will figure out eventually that, hey, I can deny experience by killing the guy and then pushing the minions into his turret, right? Because now he loses the experience, right? I can decrease the experience of enemy jungler by taking his camps. Okay? You will eventually figure out, like one of the things I figured out by myself, nobody taught me that, is how you rotate so you have very high CS numbers. You, like after the laning phase has been over, right? What you do is you take a secondary turret, you push the wave in all the way into his outer turrets, right? You take the enemy jungle, and then you can at that point, because your lane is gonna start pushing back to you, you can either gank bot lane, or if your jungler is a shitter, take your farm, the jungle of your jungler, and then go top, catch the wave, kill the guy, push the wave in, take the... Shit, 1 second. Okay, so here's the map. Look, what you do is... We have this thing on? Yes. Look, you take this turret, you push the wave in, so it gets stuck in here. You then take all of this jungle, well, kill anybody because you're so fed at this stage. Then you recall, alright? So now the wave is gonna be somewhere here. Well, it's gonna be like somewhere around this area. Alright, so what you do is you have two options. While the wave is pushing this way, you have like probably about a minute. So what you can, well, probably less, about 45 seconds, maybe a minute, right? It depends on whether the guy is pushing with it or not, okay? So what you can do is you can either go this way, kill somebody here, help with the objective, whatever, or if your jungler is a shitter, take this, okay? Catch the wave, kill all the enemies that are in here, take the farm again, because you'll be able to take this and this, and then rinse and repeat, and you will have 500 CS at like 35 minutes, no problem. Just by doing this rotation. And that's about it. Alternatively, you can also, if you want to increase it, you can also farm in here a little bit. Because sometimes this is just like very, very slow to push. And also depends on the levels. And this is something you can figure out by yourself. If you play enough games, you'll be just like, oh, this is kind of like, duh. Or freezing the wave is like something that I figured out a long time ago. I didn't watch any coaching, but I figured out, okay, if I just keep my lane in here, I can all-in people as a Tryndamere, which is like super easy. Super easy kill, because the only thing that stops Tryndamere from killing somebody back in the days was the turret. So I was like, okay, so how can I avoid that? Oh, it seems to be the case that minions sometimes just get stuck, and I was like, how can I replicate that? Oh, I used to do it back in the days. I didn't know that you had to have 4 minions, right? Back then I had a cannon, and I just kept it alive, and naturally the freeze would break when the cannon dies, but I mean, you could keep it there for a long, long ass time. Like, because cannons, like, it takes forever to kill for minions. But that's what I'm saying, is that you don't need all this bullshit coaching, because unemployment is the key to this whole thing. Because once you have unemployment, and you're broke as MF, right? No future, you're basically a loser, right? You have all the time in the world to play League of Legends. And then you can figure all of those magic tricks out. You'll figure out all the builds, all the team compositions. You can even probably contribute something to League of Legends theory by, I don't know, saying that, hey, you know, it's better when this situation occurs. Oh, whoopsie, did I close it? 1 sec. Anyway, gotta go, bye.